Hello, my name is Sophia Giordano, and thank you for watching this. If you're a landscape architect, if you're not, here is my project about bringing extraordinary joy in ordinary space and technology overuse and how it relates to why we spend less time at parks. How can you bring life to these spaces? How can you feel like a cloud? What do you look at, for instance? What do you see when you're going through the streets? When you're in your car, when you're walking, or when you're on the bus? And this is an example from a TED Talk. What about the free time left? According to this TED Talk, you only have 22 months without screens. From Ambrose Dino, The Battle of the Hidden Costs of Social Media. And here, it affects our brains. It affects our radial diffusivity, and there's water diffusion, and we know that this is a problem. And how do we solve it? You can journal like this self-care wheel right here. You can walk 20 minutes, and that's enough to feel better. What about this? What about the Mission Creek? Here are all the examples of the 9 spots that you will see in just a second on Google Maps. This one is the San Luis Obispo Courthouse, a parking structure, another alleyway between Barnes & Noble and the movie theater, 7-Eleven. What if there's a bench right here to rest with some plants? So you can see in this first walk, it's about 16 minutes and it starts at Emerson Park. The second walk, this stop is 7 minutes at Phoenix Books if you include it with the 13. And this third one is a little bit longer, but you end at the park and enjoy the scenery. So, what about the typology? How do you feel about bird noises? How do you feel about all the senses that are activated on all different planes, on all different material uses? And this will grow throughout the project. Looking at a strip map, what if you could roll this map? What if you could roll this and roll it out instead of checking your device below while you're walking? Here's the start, and here's the end. You roll it upward, and you can observe all these different approaches. And Lawrence Halpern does a good example of doing this through his RSVP cycles. Now, what about the models? Here's some models of the creek with that blue implementation, with the sculptures on the stairway, and through pads of all the primary colors interlocking with complementary, a mind puzzle where you can dance and feel free. Here's that, before and after, dance and feel free. How about some pots right here? How about some rainworks to see what it looks like with the rain and the sun? The purple features of these temporal characteristics on the ground. Purple flowers, just a simple vine is enough. Just paint is enough. Just a few iterations that make everything feel worth it and everything feel less mundane. What about these sculptures? Here's our schematics for how these things can look. Here's some of my emails, so you can please reach out if you have any other questions. I really hope that you enjoyed watching and that all these features and implementation characteristics, whether it's biodegradable, whether it's temporary, will all make sense in the end, and there'll be a solution to this problem. Thank you so much for watching.